welcome back to the Knitting Diaries. This is episode 22 and today is February 20th, I think. My name is Inga Rós and I live in East Iceland with my family, my husband and my 3 boys. And this is where I knit and sew and dye yarn. I dye yarn for my yarn brand, which is called Yarn from the Shire, or just from the Shire. I've been meaning to record a new episode now for about at least a year, but life always happens and I will go into that a little bit later. Or just now. When I recorded last time, which is I think about 2 years ago, I was planning Unnar's, my oldest boy's, ferming, which is sort of like a confirmation or something within a church. And so that was a lot of work. I was working full time and I was taking care of the house and the boys, and I was the dyeing business was sort of taking off. So I was dyeing every afternoon and every evening, sometimes during the weekends, and it just all became a little bit too much and something had to give. And I'm sorry it had to be you guys. It wasn't supposed to be for this long, but as I was getting ready to record again a few months later, my mother-in-law was diagnosed with brain cancer, stage 4. So we just decided that we were going to enjoy the time we had with her left, and I wouldn't be podcasting or trying to cut back a little bit on my other things. So she passed away in May 2018, so not even a year from her diagnosis she was gone. So we have just been recuperating from that and getting over, or not over, getting on with our lives after she was gone. And I'm really sorry I didn't come on and at least give you an explanation why I left so suddenly. But it wasn't supposed to be for this long. And I've already tried to film this podcast 3 times now. I filmed it already sometime in January, but then it wouldn't upload from my phone to my computer, and that was just a bust. So since then, me, my husband, and the 2 younger boys have been really sick. I've been saying that we have been fighting the plague because it was awful. But everyone is healthy and happy now. This last weekend I went to Akureyri with Unnar. Unnar is now turning 16 this April. And he was competing in a football tournament, so I went with him to Akureyri last weekend. So things are always busy around here, but I am going to try to film a podcast because now I only work half a day and then I come home during lunch. So I work in the morning, I come home during lunch, and I dye in until 4, something like that, when I have to go out and pick up Hjörtur, which is my youngest. He is about to be 5 in March, and I have to go out at 4 o'clock to fetch him to kindergarten. So I try to get in as much dyeing as I can in that time, but then I have the afternoons off and the evenings, and that is a huge change from working all the day and dyeing in the afternoons and in the evenings. So I have a little bit more time now, and hopefully I will be recording podcasts bi-weekly as I was before I left so suddenly. Sorry. I will be saying sorry a lot this episode, but it won't be a long episode. I just wanted to get something out there and break the cycle of not recording an episode. So, what I have been working on recently, there are babies coming everywhere. One of my friends just had a baby last December, and my youngest sister, had a baby earlier in February, and one of my other friends is having a baby in the end of April, and my neighbor is also having a baby in March. I think I might make one more of these, because I have been knitting these gorgeous flax sweater by Tinka Knits, and they are so tiny and so cute. I love baby knits. They work up so fast, but they are so cute. And this is on my single space, and this color is one of my favorites right now. It just seems to go with everything. And the flax sweater is a knit top down, just this cute raglan sweater with this garter reds going down the sleeves. So it's really simple, perfect first knit for a sweater. And this is flax light, so it's made in fingering yarn. They also have one made in worsted, I think. But these are so cute and so much fun to knit, because they knit up so fast. So I've made 3 of these, and I already gifted out 2, but I still have to send this one out. So it's so cute and it's so soft. I already started knitting a beekeeper's cardigan this summer, and I had the body all done and the lining and everything. I just had to knit the sleeves, but something just wasn't. I wasn't feeling it, so I took it with me to Akureyri this past weekend, and I ripped it all out, and I started knitting a pullover, and this is called the Bubble Sweater by Stephen West. And I saw this, she has a podcast. She is called Linda Björk. She has a podcast on YouTube called Hip Hip Barba Knit, and I will link to it in the information down below, so you can check her out. She is a really amazing knitter, and her color choice is always perfect. I love her color choices. But I saw this on her podcast and in her Instagram feed, and this is actually the back, because you make short rows, and this is the front. It's just, and I love this. Is the neck lining is double. It's gorgeous. So I will hopefully have more of this knit up next time I talk to you, but I'm really loving this so far. And green is always something that I tend to be drawn to. I have green eyes, and yeah, green is always something that I'm kind of fond of. This is a DK weight sweater, and I am using 4mm needles. In this I am using the Lika. It doesn't focus. Okay. I am using these, and I really like the needles. The cords are okay, just I'm not loving the cords, but they're okay. And I am just about to cast on some socks for my niece for her birthday. She did turn 10 this past weekend, but she's not celebrating her birthday until next weekend, so I have a little bit of time. And I am going to use this cat's kettle yarn that I have been keeping in a drawer somewhere safe for quite some time now. I don't know. I think it's because, and it's gorgeous. It is called Margot, the colorway. I don't even know if Kat's Kettle is still around. I haven't checked, but I hope so. She was a really amazing dyer. So that's kind of what I have been knitting in the past couple of weeks. I might do the next episode where I can show you some of the things that I have been knitting since I recorded last time. Not everything, because I have been knitting, even though I haven't been. I wasn't really active on Instagram or anything, but I have revived the Instagram account, which is Jan from the Shire. If you want to follow me there, that is the one place that I am most active. And I post. I try to post there quite regularly. Icelandic podcasts. There are some more Icelandic podcasts. I already told you about Linda and her Hip Hip Bagnit podcast. There are at least two others that I am familiar with and I watch. One is called Helga Arnardóttir, and she has a channel called Handverk Helga. And she is an Icelandic, so if you are not an Icelandic speaker, you may not want to check that. But I encourage you to at least check out one show, because she is a beautiful knitter and has some gorgeous things. And one more, she is called Guðlaug, and her channel is called Þræðir, and she is also an Icelandic, speaks in Icelandic. But again, I encourage you to check her out. Even though you don't understand the language, you can always admire the knitting. And she is also a beautiful knitter. But Linda, her podcast is in English, so there shouldn't be a problem for you to check that out. When I said this wouldn't be long, it's been recording now for 12 minutes and I've already said everything that I wanted to say. So I'm not going to try to talk anymore, because I've said everything that I wanted to say, and I'm not gonna talk just to hear myself talk. So I hope you bear with me while I get back into the groove of things, of podcasting and stuff like that. But hopefully you will stick around if you were already a subscriber before I left. And maybe we will even get some new ones. And I actually know there are some new ones, but so maybe next time I will do a little bit more of an introduction of myself and my background in knitting. But for now, I'm just gonna sign off and thank you, and I'll see you again in 2 weeks.